I think many of us can appreciate the advantages of using Google Slides, the ability to collaborate with others, and the ease of sending that presentation out through a link. However, sending that presentation out as a link often opens up on a screen similar to this, where the person can see the slides but can also see the thumbnails and the speaker notes as well. What if you shared it so it looked like this instead, and the recipient could work their way through the slides by clicking the little triangle down on the bottom to move to the next slide? Let's look at how we do that. There are different ways, but I'm going to show you one that's fairly common. If you go to File and you choose Publish to the Web, in the Publish to the Web you have a couple of different options. One, you can determine how fast those slides will auto advance. And so, for example, I could go up to a minute for the slides to move forward. I can also have the slideshow start immediately, or I could have it do a looping effect where it restarts. When I'm ready, I'm going to click the Publish button. It's going to give me a link. And then I'm going to copy this link. And when I paste it into my browser, this is the effect the recipients get. So this may be something that if you're sharing, for example, a presentation with parents or with students that you just want them to view that presentation, this might be a good method to choose. For Schoology users, when you're on this file and publish to the web, you may want to go to the embed and actually copy this embed code and then go to a page in Schoology, so add materials and a page. And when you click on the HTML button, you can paste this in, and that will actually embed the slideshow right within the page in Schoology. Another option has to do with changing the URL. And in that case, if I go up to the top and I select the URL, and if I'm going to copy that and paste it into a new tab, and I change the URL, so I'm going to go to the end, I'm going to erase everything up through the word edit, and then I'm going to stop and I'm going to put the word present in there. When I do that, it's going to look very much like a slideshow that's been published to the web. One of the key differences is that you're going to have to make sure that you have the sharing rights set correctly on here. If you send out this link and you haven't shared it correctly, the participants won't have access to it, so they may see something like this. Finally, if you're still sticking with me, I've just learned of one other method that is very similar. You paste the URL, again, you'd copy it from your slideshow, and in this case, when you went to erase all of the URL at the end up through the word edit, you would instead type the word preview and then a question mark RM equals minimal. Now, I'll be real honest with you, I don't know if I'm ever going to remember this one, so I don't know if that's going to be real good for me. But the difference between this one is that there isn't a toolbar on the bottom. So the viewer would just click to get to the next slide. This may be good for littles who may find it easier to navigate. So, several options for you for sharing a slideshow in presentation mode.